All right, what's up, guys? Scaling your agency, the new crazy disruptive model we call franchising. What's up with it? How's it coming so far? Guys, if you're curious at all, this is definitely the video for you. And it's been crazy, right? Just to give you some context, it's been crazy. We launched our agency about 3.5 years ago after I left one of the fastest growing agencies in the US. We launched Hite. We're on track. I think we're going to finish in like the top 500, 600 fastest growing companies in the US this year. Not only that, guys, this is crazy. We're sponsors for Traffic and Conversion, TNC, this year. Digital marketers, big conference. I think it's one of the largest conferences for digital marketing in the US. We're sponsoring all of their VIP stuff this year. And we just found out Snoop Dogg, Martha Stewart, and all the big keynote speakers are going to be doing meet and greets in our VIP lounge. Like, what? That's insane. It's crazy. Guys, it's been an incredible journey, and we're all about sharing that journey and making sure that you're able to learn, grow, scale just as what we've done, guys. And I think there's, we heard someone the other day, they were comparing us to coaches, and I'm like, I'm not a coach. That doesn't, no, we're not coaches. What we are is people on the same path, right? Like, we're growing our agency every single day, right? Like, I'm going to get off this YouTube video and I'm going to go hire someone. We're going to be looking at financial sheets. We're going to be looking at projections. We're going to be looking at how do we scale and grow our own agency, right? We're doers. And so check this out. And I want to give you guys some numbers first. I love the numbers, right? Like, I'm a data guy, right? Some of the numbers. So this is our franchises that have come in as we launched our program in December. We finally were able to legalize our franchise model. It's crazy, ridiculously regulated, the franchise world. And so it took us forever. But in December, we finally got registered as an actual franchise company. In January, month one, our average revenue per agency was $11,700. Just 2 months later in March, it went from $11,700 to $16,700. That was the average revenue across the board. Not our best, the average. 2 months later in May, it went to $23.5. And last month, July, guys, $29.7. Again, not our best, our average. On average, our agencies are making $29,700. That's incredible. And not only is it about revenue, it's about churn, right? Like, a big factor of being able to grow and scale is regulating churn, keeping it down. In a world, I think today, the last stats I've seen from WordStream and Digital Marketing, those guys, is around 10 to 12% on average month-over-month churn. Our average is 6.04. Since the history of franchising, we've on average lost just 6.04% of our revenue month-over-month. That's insane. In fact, just last month, I just got the report just before I walked in. Our sales for July, on average, our franchises sold $7,334 last month of new revenue. It's incredible. So why is it working so good? Why are we able to scale? What are we doing different than everyone else? I mean, after all, we're selling PPC, we're selling Facebook ads, we're not doing any type of crazy guarantee. We're not even niched down. We're not hiring some crazy coaches or do anything different. But we are coming together. And that's really what franchising is like a whole, right? It's how do these tons and tons of entrepreneurs, whether you're a realtor, whether you're an insurance agent, whether you're a roofing company, how do you go from acting as an individual sole person to actually working as a group, as a community? Like, you keep your entrepreneurship, but you're a part of something bigger. Because in a franchise model, that's exactly what it is. It's about using the resources of everyone to do it better, more efficient, more affordable, so on and so forth. And so if you look at the franchise model, you look at systems, right? Like, so on one hand, you have an agency that's growing and scaling and they're trying to create the best systems that they can, or you have Hite, where we already have the systems in place. We're fully built on Salesforce. We have processes for our processes. And it's not just one person building it out. It's a whole team that are testing, trial, error. We have a QA department that's trying to figure out how can we make those processes better. And when we do change them, we have a training department that's trying to figure out how to train them and make sure that every single person is on pace. You look at things like prospecting. Prospecting is so cool because it really utilizes economies of scale, right? Because we all know that if you buy more of something, typically you can get it at a better price or more efficiently, right? So as a marketing agency, most agencies have like $1,000, $1,500, maybe $2,000 they're investing in marketing, but that's all you can use. That's all you can spend. At the end of the day, you could afford maybe a couple of telemarketers or maybe some Facebook ads but if you bring all those marketing funds together, now you can do big stuff. Like my favorite example is Dave Ramsey, one of the biggest names in personal finance. And he coaches entrepreneurs in his whole company, and they're huge and they're big and they have a great name. We got a huge partnership with them where they're sending their clients to us. They're referring people to us. Do you know how much I pay per appointment? Now, it's really expensive to get going, right? Like we definitely had to pull together the funds to make it happen, but we on average pay $75 per booked appointment for Dave Ramsey leads. That's insane. It's economies of scale. How do we come together to do something much greater? You got fulfillment, right? On one hand, you've got a smaller agencies and we're trying to figure out how to grow and scale. And we're trying to figure out like, how can we want to have as many products as we can just in case the client needs something different. But yet at the same time, we have to focus it in. And are we doing this niche or this niche? And we have a small team, so we have to focus. And it's a constant balance between doing one thing really, really good and trying to do a lot of things. But when we come together and we centralize our fulfillment, now it allows us to build a huge team, a team that's filled with a bunch of experts on pay-per-click. At the end of the day, sometimes we can't figure it out. We have to escalate it. We need to get other people's opinion. Hey, dude, I need you to check out these ads. I can't figure out what's not working. You get managers, you get leaders, you get, again, QA and prospecting and learning department and training department and digital education department. You get all of this stuff to make sure that it's better. And I break that down, as we're talking about systems and prospecting and team and resource and mentorship, like you actually have other agencies literally doing the exact same thing that you are doing. I look at the different models of agencies right now we have in the world, and typically it's like they're in one of two categories. Either one, they're this huge conglomerate, like I think of like Reach Local and Scorpion and the big guys. They have a lot of employees. They have direct access to Google and to Facebook. They have every resource. They've got QA and they've got all of this stuff that you can imagine to help you grow and scale. But they're not local. They don't know their hometown. They get clients all over. Typically they have higher churn. Right? Typically, you're dealing with employee number 52 in the organization. Typically, their service isn't as good as the other model. In the other model, you have these boutique agencies all around the U.S. I'm talking those guys with anywhere from 10 to 40 clients. Those guys that have 1 to 2 team members, the guys where the clients are dealing with the owner or employee number 2. The guys that you can email them on Saturday, their kid's name. You have such an incredible service that the client never leaves. But you're too small to get the direct access to Google. You're too small to have QA and prospect. We're too small that, man, if you can't figure it out, how do you figure it out? How do you escalate stuff? And by merging these together, right, and franchising, again, across the board, whether real estate, insurance, restaurants, it doesn't matter. You're basically saying, I'm still an entrepreneur. I'm still independent. I'm a local. I'm here to serve my community, my people, my niche, my direct influence, but I still have the backing of prospecting, fulfillment, systems, and everything you need to grow and scale. How is franchising going to completely disrupt the digital marketing industry? It's going to make it where you can't compete. How does a realtor on their own compete with RE/MAX? With all the systems, tools, pricing, logistics, it's impossible. How do you compete with someone who's local, that's right there, that's present, that you can go knock on the door if you have a problem? We're trying to create something that is so sustainable and so scalable, right? Like we don't want to sacrifice stability for scalability, and we don't want to sacrifice scalability for stability. But in the franchise model, you get the best of both worlds. If you're interested in learning more about franchising, I definitely want you to be out franchise.hitedigital.com. But either way, guys, this channel is all about growing and scaling your agency. Yeah, we talked about franchising today, but a lot of times we talk about sales and fulfillment and prospecting and how to create operations, how to hire those first few employees. If you want to learn how to really scale your agency from a group of people that are actually doing it, definitely subscribe below. Hit me up on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all the channels. We're everywhere. If you have any questions, thoughts, ideas, leave a comment below. I look forward to connecting with you. Hope you have an incredible, incredible week. And I look forward to seeing how you grow, scale, and ultimately bring stability to your family, to your friends, and the world around you.